folks. Welcome into That Betting Show for June 24th, 2019. We're doing it today from Google Hangouts. The show must go on here for us. He's Teddy Savransky. Give him a follow at Teddy_Covers. I'm Donnie Seymour at RightSideVB. Teddy, why don't we get right into the crux of it today? The Braves building on that NL East lead. I don't understand what's going on here. Atlanta heads to Chicago, up 6.5 for my beloved Philadelphia Phillies. But the hot topic of the day, Teddy, we are gamblers here in this nation. Betting unders. Looks like it might be hazardous to your health out there. The Dodgers, Rockies, Cardinals, Angels are proof of this, Teddy. What's going on in baseball? We cannot close down these unders.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a season of bullpen meltdowns. You're going to talk about one prevailing theme throughout MLB in 2019. It's where are the pens that can get out, and that was certainly on display last night. What about the Angels? All right, 2-0 game in the ninth inning, 4 in the top of the ninth, and then 4 more in the bottom of the ninth. That's brutal. Total in that game 9, lands 10. Ouch. All the Cardinals runs in the ninth, by the way, came 2 outs, nobody on base, then a solo shot, and then a rally. That's tough. And the Dodgers, obviously, they walk off. All right, walk up with a 1-run homer, a solo shot. Walk up with a 2-run homer, no problem. When you walk off with the 3-run homer, a game that went into the bottom of the 7th with 2 runs, ouch. Dodger total opens 8.5, closes 9 at best. You got to push on the under. A lot of bettors lost.
That's amazing, Teddy, because when we try to equate it to some other type of sports out here, when you look overall, let's just say the NFL per se, it's like the equivalent of scoring like 4 touchdowns in the last 20 seconds, which is impossible. There's no clock in baseball, so it does lend itself to some of this interesting stuff. Another thing that was interesting, Teddy, on Sunday, the Yankees extend their team home run hitting streak to 26 games. Combination of extreme power on that team and a smaller ballpark. We'll see if they can get that 27th straight game with a home run as they take on the Major League Baseball game tonight. Phillies in free fall after the Marlins sweep. We already talked about it at the start of the show here, Teddy. I'm quite upset about this. Get swept by the Marlins at home. Now flip it over to the New York Mets here as Yamamoto comes up in Major League Baseball, Teddy, 3-0 with an ERA of under 1, to be specific, a .95. The Marlins came in at plus 145 and heavy underdogs all weekend long. Cleaned up the Phillies here, Teddy. Not looking good for us here.
Yeah, how's that Bryce Harper contract looking? Only 9.5 more years for a guy who's hitting .248 now. Gabe Kapler, after the loss, quote, "We have the right personnel in the room. We win as a team, we lose as a team. We don't single anyone out. It's not how baseball is played. We don't quit on anyone ever." All right. Jay Bruce, quote, "We're much better than we played. We're a good team, a very good team. This is going to turn." That's fine. In the meantime, you just got swept at home by the Marlins, and you were laying $2 in 2 of the 3 games. Not a pretty weekend for Phillies backers. We'll preview Phillies Mets a little bit later in the show.
I'll tell you what's even crazy, Teddy. Like when they made the Jay Bruce move, it was supposed to be for like a bat off the bench and maybe play here or there. I would hasten to see what the offense actually looks like without Jay Bruce, because it seems like at times he's actually carrying this offense. But you're right. We'll do another preview a little bit later tonight. How about this one, Teddy? Get the Pepto-Bismol ready. Pirates overcome 2 3-run leads late. And it wasn't like it was in the 7th inning and the 9th inning. No. The 9th inning and the 11th inning. It looked like you had a slam dunk winner on the San Diego Padres. You put one of the best closers in baseball out there with a 3-run lead, and you can't even hold it here. The Pirates played 3, as we said, versus Kirby Yates in the 9th inning. The game finished, Teddy, with 21 total runs and 30 combined hits for both teams. Pirates actually came into that game, Teddy, plus 115, and the total of 9.5 goes way over.
So what's our job here on That Betting Show? Our job is to give you information you can use to make good wagers. Last week on this show, after the Pirates had rallied from, what were they down, 7-1 against the Tigers, and I came on the show, we gave you a great quick Chris Archer quote talking about this team's ready for a spark. This is the win that should spark us. And lo and behold, Pirates were a good bet this weekend and rallying twice yesterday in the latter stages for victory. I'm not sold on Pittsburgh being a good team. Their pitching staff is going to continue to be a problem. But we talk about the Pirates' bats right now. They're playing with passion. Let's give Pittsburgh credit for another come-from-behind win yesterday to cash their backers at nice underdog price.
Yeah, no question about it. They're getting a little bit healthier at the plate, too, as well for the Pirates. We'll see as they move on through the Major League Baseball season, Teddy. But look, hey, June 24, 2019, we're actually not that far away from the college football season. We finished all NFL teams. Now we're going to move on to a little bit of college football top 20 as we make our way to opening day in both college football and the NFL. Today, Teddy, top 20 college football team preview. We're going to take a look at those SEC Auburn Tigers. Auburn 33-1 to win the 2019 NCAA title. Auburn team total this year, Teddy, over 8 is juiced a little bit to your side at plus 125. Auburn finished at 8-5 in 2018 and 3-5 in SEC play. Going to have to replace the quarterback there. Jared Stidham moves on to the NFL, so that's going to leave it up to sophomore Malik Willis or freshman Joey Gatewood. However, the top 4 rushers are all back this year. The top 2 pass receivers, Teddy, have moved on, so they're going to have to try to create some action there at the wide receiver position. But as we like to know, the running backs there all back here, 5.2 yards per carry. The leader, Jatarvius Whitlow. Auburn also, Teddy, open up the season down in Jerry World versus Oregon. So you don't get that fluff team to start the season. You're going to get a good one on a neutral field and right away.
Yeah, sure. Now, look, we talk about the state of the Auburn Tigers program. Last 5 years, 8-5, 7-6, 8-5, 10-4, 8-5. All right. That's no seasons with less than 4 losses. In fact, only one season with less than 4 straight up losses since their 2010 national championship season under Gene Chizik. That was a long time ago. And that season was 2013, Gus Malzahn's first as the Auburn Tigers head coach. They have only one winning point spread season over the last 5 years. Last year, a top 10 preseason ranking, and they finished 8-5. And when you Google Gus Malzahn, the first thing that comes up is Gus Malzahn contract. You know, he's only had that 7-year, $49 million deal for 2 years, and they're already trying to force him out. And this is already a make or break year for Malzahn. Look, this is an offense that finished number 11 in the SEC last year. All right. And it's actually worse than that because you take out the 179 points they scored against Alabama State, Liberty, and Purdue. It's an offense that averaged only 22 points per game and only got to more than 30 twice against SEC competition. Now, there's a lot to like about Auburn coming into 2019. I want a team with a veteran offensive line, all 5 starters back. Without the skill position talent surrounding them, oh, Stidham's gone. Stidham wasn't that good. All right. But the markets are worried because of the lack of experience at skill position for Auburn. I would not worry about that at all. You have a strong offensive line that makes all the growing pains with every starter back on the OL, all the growing pains that much easier. They have 4 starters back in the secondary. They have a veteran defensive line. Their schedule is brutal. You know, they have Texas A&M, Florida, and LSU on the road. They have Georgia and Alabama at home, and then the opener against Auburn. That's 6 losable games without a big upset. So schedule-wise, no, this team's not a title contender. That being said, from a point spread standpoint, I wouldn't be surprised if Auburn makes some money for their backers this year. That being said, if they get off to a rough start and Malzahn's on the hot seat, that could change. But on paper, this looks like a team that has the potential to be profitable after, again, losing ATS records 4 times in the last 5 years.
Yep, that SEC West grind is what we'll take a look at here as we move throughout the summer, getting you ready for college football season. Well, now we're going to talk a little bit of overnight line movers. Where's the best place on the internet to get those line movements and changes? Of course, it's SBRodds.com. Taking a look at a few today. Giolito stumbled in his last start out, Teddy. And the markets are moving in a certain direction here because the Red Sox open up at minus 150 and rise to 168. Taking a look right now on SBRodds.com and now seeing Teddy minus 170s out there. So 150s to about 170s. White Sox Rangers tonight, total of 9. Giolito versus Rodriguez in this game. Excuse me. It's the White Sox and the Red Sox tonight, Teddy. Let's get that right here, huh?
Yeah, sure. Look, the advanced metric bettors aren't buying Giolito. His xFIP is a full run higher than his ERA. He has a low ground ball rate, and his home run to fly ball ratio is really unsustainably low. So the advanced metric bettors are saying what we've seen out of Giolito over the first half of the campaign isn't what we should expect to see over the back half of the campaign. You know, the White Sox are playing good ball. They won 13 of the last 23. You know, Jose Abreu. For those of us who have been here for a few years, we're in this moment now. We're realizing all the process is coming together. Now with all the kids playing good, we still have plenty of room to improve, and that's exciting. We're just scratching the surface of what we were able to do. Now it's our responsibility, the old guys, to guide these young guys and push them and try to get better every day. Well, Rodriguez has been good, and the Red Sox certainly in a bounce-back spot. You know, after a complete no-show yesterday. Alex Cora quote, "We stole one on Friday. We had a lead on Saturday, and they stole the game." Sox blew a 6-0 lead in that contest. Thank you very much. Cost me money. And today we didn't show up after Sunday's game. It's disappointing. We expect better things out of the group. And I think Sunday all around, it wasn't a good game. Certainly from a spot standpoint, you like Boston off a no-show. But Giolito, hey, the public loves him. If you've been riding him, prior to his last start, you made a whole bunch of money.
Teddy, rain coming down, but the wind blowing out. Plutko taking the mound versus Kansas City at home for the Indians as they open up at -150. Now rise to about -175. The total also, Teddy, some outlets at SBRodds.com showing opened at 9, now sitting at double digits in 10. Keller versus Plutko tonight.
Yeah, I mean, the Indians have had swept 2 of their last 3 opponents. They're 8-2 their last 10 ball games, starting to play good ball right now. Plutko has allowed 2 runs or less in each of his last 3 starts. And the markets were high on Keller earlier in the season. They're not high on Keller right now. And, gave up another 2 homers in the first inning last time out, bombed in Seattle. He's got a good track record against Cleveland. And actually, 1 run, 3 hits, struck out a career high 10 in 6.2 back in April against the Tribe. But Keller's recent results not attracting much betting market support in the Indians. All of a sudden, showing signs of coming to, well, they've shown signs. They're back to life. They won 8 of their last 10.
How about over the past couple of weeks, Teddy, showing some signs here? The Giants at home, sometimes getting that money moving in their direction more than not. Take a look at it tonight. The Giants open up at +125, now sit around +105, +100, taking on the Rockies tonight with a total of 7.5. Going to be Gray and Pomerantz on the mound tonight.
Yeah, and money coming against John Gray. And again, the advanced metric stats tell you why. The guy's got a 322 BABIP. The home run rate is too high at 19.4%. So 19.4% of fly balls have gone out of the park. That means his xFIP is lower than his ERA because the batting average on balls in play is higher than it should be, and the home run rate, in theory, is higher than it should be. Hence, the advanced metrics markets say John Gray has underperformed to his statistical profile. That's why they like him today, even though it's a Rockies team that's having, let's just call it a rough weekend. They swept a 3-game series in Arizona during the week, and over the weekend, not 1, not 2, but 3 walk-off losses to the Dodgers. That's hard necessarily to overcome as big chalk in this one.
Watch what you bet here, Teddy, in the city of brotherly love tonight. I'll be watching maybe with a blindfold on because the way my Philadelphia Phillies are hitting on offense. Mets and the Phillies tonight. Phillies, if you take a look at SBRodds.com, currently showing a -124, -125 favorite. The line opened up, the total opened up, Teddy, at 9.5. Now we're sitting double digits here. Nice conditions, nice hitting conditions here in the city of Philadelphia for tonight. 7:05 Citizens Bank Ballpark. The Mets come in 37-41 on the season, 17-27 away. The Phillies now down to 39-38 on the season, 23-17 at home. It's going to be Matz versus Eflin. Something's got to give between these 2 teams, Teddy.
Yeah, exactly. Pick your poison here. The Phillies have been outscored 48-15 during their losing streak. I mean, they've been absolutely crushed. And during this skid, obviously, they've gone from, before this kid started, they were 3.5 games ahead of the Braves. Now they're 6.5 game backs. Gabe Kapler, quote, "It's ebbs and flows. It's times of poor performance and times of success. And we get going as a group in tough times. We fight together. That's what we're doing right now." Of course, they got swept over the weekend by the Marlins at home. I can't lay any price with Philly. Eflin on the hill lost his 2nd straight start last week. He's got a bad track record against the Mets. But, I mean, the Mets had such a bad series that everyone went nuts at the reporters. And when you're killing the messenger and cursing out the reporters, it tells you you're not a happy team right now. I think it's good for New York to get out of town, but Mets doesn't have any kind of a track record against the Phillies either. And the Mets are maybe not playing as bad baseball as Philadelphia, but they're not a team I'm dying to rush to the window to bet on right now. Phillies and Mets, ugly game between 2 supposed contenders. Not one I'm going to get involved with.
Running to the window to cash some tickets today. That's what those Braves backers have been doing over the past couple weeks as they head to the Windy City. And the key word here, Teddy, the Windy City. Why? Because the wind is blowing out tonight. That's why you have that nice, glorious total of 11.5. The Cubs favorite at -122 as they open around in that range. If we take a look at SBRodds.com, now sitting in that 130 range, but still that total of 11.5. The Braves come in 46-32 in the season, and the Cubs 27-14 at home. Going to be Tehran versus Leicester tonight here in the Windy City, Teddy.
Yeah, I mean, look, the Braves are playing good ball right now. 13-3, their last 16. They rallied, came from behind again yesterday. Freddie Freeman after the game, quote, "I think the more you do it, that's when you start saying, wow, we can keep doing this over and over again. As much as I'd like to win without heart-racing moments, it's pretty spectacular what this team is doing." Of course, they scored 4 in the 7th and 4 more in the 8th and 1 in the 9th on Saturday. And then did it again yesterday with the late inning victory. And, of course, Tehran's a guy who the markets do not like. And you can understand, his advanced metrics aren't necessarily pretty. He does have a good track record against the Cubs, but he is coming off an ugly outing last time against the Mets. I got my concerns about Lester here. And part of the reason that this total is getting bet up, that Lester's coming off, 116 pitch game last time out. He couldn't get out of the 6th despite throwing 116 pitches. His only previous outing after going, I think he went 114 against the White Sox earlier, and he got lit up in 3 straight starts after that. So that could be a concern again today for Cubs and or underbackers.
Yeah, take a look at that under, Teddy. Blown out about 15 miles an hour, dead center field. So always gets interesting there when that does take place. Kershaw heads to the desert on Monday night, Teddy. Dodgers, Diamondbacks. Diamondbacks getting about plus 117 with Greinke on the mound. Total sitting around 8.5. The Dodgers come in. That stellar record we like to look at, 54-25, 20-16 on the road. D-backs come in 39-40 and 15-21 at home. Kershaw versus Greinke tonight.
The Dodgers are 11-1 behind Kershaw this year. Okay, they closed out last year behind Kershaw 8-0, so they're 19-1 in Kershaw's last 20 starts. You can throw every other stat out. That's the stat that matters to me. The Dodgers win for Kershaw every time, and I know, it's the D-backs. Okay, the D-backs have been pretty good for Greinke. Yes and no. They went 6-0 in April for Greinke. They're 4-6 in his other 10 starts. He was lit up in his only previous appearance against the Dodgers this year, and the Dodgers a 995 OPS against Greinke in a 173 at-bat sample size. It's a pretty big sample size. So they've hit Greinke. They've hit him this year. They win for Kershaw. This is not a game I want to give you 10 minutes of analysis on. Sometimes, if the Dodgers lose, they will lose games. But, 9-2 their last 11. This team's really good, and they're really hot. Again, back-to-back walk-off wins over the weekend with rookies. They're not supposed to have rookies. They're supposed to have traded them all away. Well, the rookies are doing it. Dave Roberts, just when you think it can't get any better, it does. Almost feels too good for the Dodgers right now, but that's the only way I can look in this game, especially considering that Arizona, 15-21 at home. Only Miami has a worse home record in the National League.
Yeah, it's interesting there. When you take a look at the Dodgers, Teddy, that big money market team, usually you trade away your prospects, just seeming like they can bring up prospect after prospect after prospect and certainly get it done. Off the mic segment today, Teddy, how about this? Kawhi opts out of his contract like we all thought he would, and the billboards go up in Los Angeles in order to recruit that effort. Remember the last time, Teddy, another team in the city of Los Angeles put up some billboards? Stay D12 for Dwight Howard. Didn't work out so well. They're hoping it changes this time around. And also, another NBA news, Chris Paul denies his rift with James Howard and wants to stay with Houston, and who wouldn't with that big-time contract that he has? It's going to get interesting, Teddy, because as we like to use it, we're going to use this off-the-mic segment here over the next week for our rumor mill, because it's really going to heat up.
Sure. And, of course, the billboards that wanted the Lakers to sign Dwight Howard, they should be very happy they didn't sign Dwight Howard in that stage. And it's a situation here where are billboards going to be the difference for Kawhi going to the Clippers or not? No, they're not. Somebody wants to make a splash. Somebody wants to create some buzz. That's fine. Kawhi Leonard's going to make his decision based on other factors that do not include billboards. It's worth noting, all of this right now is silly season. Teams can't even start officially negotiating with free agents until next Sunday, and no deals can be signed until July 6th. So everything you're going to hear now is rumor. We like to deal in facts.
Yep. Technology, not a problem here on That Betting Show. Getting you through on Google Hangouts today, Teddy. Congratulations. You put in an MVP performance, and we'll be back tomorrow. But we want to thank you for tuning in today for June 24, 2019, your one-stop shop for all your sports betting needs. Teddy and I are also going to film an NFL futures video that'll be ready tomorrow dealing with the Super Bowl. How about that? Well, he's Teddy Sobransky. Once again, give him a follow on Twitter at Teddy_Covers. I'm Donnie Seymour, right side VP. Thanks once again for tuning into the show. We'll be back tomorrow, hopefully with better technology. Take care, folks.